I chose chemical and biological engineering at the University of Sheffield, predominantly because today we've got big-scale problems, and big-scale problems require certain solutions that I thought a chemical engineer can provide. The degree itself was not heavily based on chemistry. It has a lot of biological elements, a lot of engineering, and a lot of maths, which I really loved. So I was really inclined towards taking such a degree. Chemical engineering turns micro-scale ideas into macro-scale realities, from the tiniest problems of electricity that we had 100 years ago to today's food crisis and energy crisis. Chemical engineers are involved in all sorts of problems and finding solutions to them. And so I felt that it would be a degree for me to actually change the world. Sheffield feels like second home to me after spending 4 years here, from the scared child that first reached Manchester Airport asking everybody how to get to Sheffield, to now knowing it at the back of my head. I think it's a very vibrant city. Even though we're not a big metropolitan city like London or Manchester, there's a lot to do for everyone. The university and the culture around the city itself is really great. The locals are very friendly and accommodating of the international community. And that was the biggest selling point for me as well, to come to Sheffield, is how much cultural exposure you have. I don't have more than 2 friends from the same country, which means I can take cuisine from all over the world. I can experience a lot of different cultural expos and just integrate myself and get a bigger, broader perspective and bigger horizons about all sorts of things and different perspectives. The highlight of 4th year most definitely was when the university actually propelled me onto a platform that was international. I was awarded as a 25 under 25 Young Achiever, and I got to go to Washington DC for a whole week, attend a very prestigious conference, and that kind of has put me onto a platform where I can voice not just the initiative of women in engineering, for example, but also inspire a lot of young children to pursue careers in STEM. And that for me has been the biggest achievement that I could get at university. I think, just like a lot of young adults, I'm not very sure of what the future holds for me, but I do know what I want to do in the next 1 year. So I am planning on taking a bit of a gap year. I do have an offer for a PhD, and I might also end up in industry at some point. But the gap year that I'm taking is to set up STEM clubs in Kenya, hopefully. I've traveled a long way, all the way from Nairobi to Sheffield, and been able to experience these 2 very different and very amazing worlds. But one thing that stood out for me was how different the technologies were and how people perceived STEM in both these countries. So my achievement for the next 1 year, or my set goals, are to try and create some STEM clubs to hopefully inspire the next generation of engineers in Kenya. I believe the best thing about being an engineer is being able to actually impact the world. When an engineer makes a creation, they don't just impact themselves. They kind of interact with the community, they make changes in the world, and as an engineer you have the opportunity to decide which direction you want to take this change in. Any technology that an engineer creates can make a massive change to this world. The triple bottom line of engineering is the environment, the economy, and the people and their needs. And I believe as an engineer you can find the best of all these 3 criteria to make the world a much better place.
Audio Jungle.